For the longest time, I have been avoiding JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I finally watched its first season. So, this is a fresh perspective on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Right off the bat, what I can think of is that there's an enormous amount of bling involved in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is not particularly a bad thing. Also, it involves a very over enthusiastic tone, which is kind of common, and this happens a lot. They focus on most minor of the details to try to make the story and the plot holes seem more logical, and that sometimes undermines the actual important part of the story. And damn, they sure mess up the side characters pretty badly, and that is really annoying sometimes. For example, Joseph's mother is the most powerful hormone master and is shown very cautious, but she gets deceived by guards. I mean, I understand that they had to put her aside at some point, but they could have prolonged the fight a little longer or gave it some kind of logical conclusion. How could she have not anticipated that guards would try to betray her when she'll fight him? And don't even get me started on how the battle with guards end. Believe it or not, a volcanic eruption projects him into space, and that's how he's defeated. I like the concept of hormone, but it's so loosely explained that it almost sounds like a gimmick. I started the second season and they fully nerfed the concept of hormone in the next JoJo's season. It almost seems like transitioning to an altogether different world inspired by the old JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Almost kind of like Blood C and Blood Plus different. If stands are the exact personality projected into the real world, then why doesn't Joseph has a more better stand than he already have? In the first season, he's shown very strong personality. That is like his only important trait to the story. The personality of not giving up. Anyway, back to the previous JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The first time that Baron Zipley gives his life for Jonathan, it's a very impactful moment. But they do something like that in the second half of the story as well for Joseph. Caesar Zeppeli gives his life. Let's assume that Caesar was doing everything he can to take his revenge for his father, and it's a totally different story. Then why doesn't Joseph help him when he was very close to the place that he was trying to take his revenge? I mean, they stand there for the longest of the time when Caesar was fighting them alone in the last climax of his story. The plot armor in JoJo's get me a lot sometimes. They kill off the characters just for giving an impact to the story, and sometimes, a lot of the times, they bring them back. And I get it, the story is about a stylized format, and it's not really about the story but the impact or the statement that it gives. So if you're watching it for the design or the meme, I don't judge you for that. I really commend the style and the out of the way thinking that is applied in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's just the exhaustive reuse of the story that I don't like in it. But then again, how can I defy that everything is a JoJo's reference? That's it for this one. Thank you for watching.